Hello, everybody, and welcome to our latest installment of Retro Championship Wrestling as we kick off week 16. And we have a new wrinkle that will be added for the next 6 weeks of programming as we start our Contenders Grid series. The best 50 in terms of rank, including the champions. So if the champions were outside the top 50, they got added. Will now compete against each other in a Swiss tournament, 6 rounds, and if you get a 500 record, you win 50% of your matches or more, you stay. And if you do not, you are blacklisted. You have to sit out one cycle, and then everybody waiting in the waiting pool, and we got a big waiting pool in terms of singles, gets in, and they have a 6-week cycle, which they compete. And we finalized a number of 50 singles and 40 tag teams, as you see here. They are all numbered in terms of their rank. And 1 will battle 2, 3 will battle 4, 5 will battle 6. It doesn't matter where the champions is. The champions will get whoever the neighboring team is, and then we tally up the results each week, and then who is in first place, with the tiebreaker being their initial ranking, gets whoever's in second place, third battles fourth. So you could have faces against faces, heels against heels, and it should make for a lot of fun the next 6 weeks. Okay, I had to edit it out because when you open up Wrestling's Finest, you have some music that is probably copyrighted, so we just had to pause there for a moment. In my case, it was the Midnight Express theme of Giorgio Moroder, which was used by International Championship Wrestling, which was an outfit in the late 70s, early 80s out of Lexington, Kentucky. But I think they traveled like I would call it a bluegrass circuit. And it was led by Angelo Poffo and his sons Randy and Lanny. You might have heard of Randy Poffo. Of course, he was a minor league baseball player who changed his name to Randy Savage. Oh yeah, and became a quite popular grappler in the 80s and 90s and beyond. So our first bout now in the ring, it will be the team of Johnny Valentine, Cowboy Bob Ellis against the Nightmares. So these records not really all important. Their next 6 bouts are going to be of utmost importance. The Nightmares are 3-1-1, and these two teams just recently met and went to a time limit draw. No, they went to a double countout. I'm sorry. So they meet again in this first matchup of 120 over the next 6 weeks in the tag team division. If you win, you get 2 points. Win by any means. If you draw by any means, it's 1 point. And to advance, you have to have 6 points. And off we go with this bout. Ellis and Valentine are the babyface team, although Johnny Valentine can go a little crazy. And I forgot to get my water, but I won't need it for the first bout. So the Nightmares are ahead. Brainbuster elbow there by Johnny doesn't lead to a pin being triggered. And no pin. We play on. So any means necessary to get to the 6 points will be needed. I mean, you could draw 6 times in advance, but any combination that adds up to 6 gets you in, and if you fall short of 6 points, you are out. And the teams underneath, we had a lot of great competitors that are not going to be in the first singles tournament. We're doing all the tag matches first. We have a couple. We tried to put these in places where one team or another would have a advantage, depending on whether or not you were odd or even. So we are now closing in just now past 20 minutes, and this is about even now. Pin attempts 4-2, although they will not matter. It's just a little precursor of who's ahead. Under 5 minutes now. Tombstone Pile Driver by Danny Davis. Not to be confused with the corrupt WWF referee of the 80s. Under 2 to go now. And just like their last meeting, this is going to be a draw. 30 minutes, no blood. They will each gain a point. And as I said, you need 6 to advance. And the pin attempts are even at 4-4. Way from advancing. So I do my write-up for the Delphi group. That's why I pause in talking to you, because I don't do well when I talk and I type at the same time. Okay, water in hand now, and we'll go on to our second bout, which is going to be the Assassins against Kerry and Kevin Von Erich. Assassins are an up-and-coming tag team. The Masked Assassins. I always thought that was a great name for a tag team. Okay, Masked Assassins is what they will be under, so I gotta look for M. There you go. One of the assassins was Jody Hamilton, and he wrote a great book a few years ago for Crowbar Press. I would recommend it to you all. He kind of captures the flavor, and his story is a pretty good one. Now the Von Erichs had 2 teams that would have made the tournament. So if there is one man who is on 2 different teams, I just take the highest ranked one, and if they go out, then the other team can replace them. Plus, if one team has a champion on it, I don't usually pick them, so that's why Harley Race and Larry Henning aren't in this first cycle. So this will be a 30-minute time limit bout. Neither team has lost. The Assassins have 3 draws in 3 bouts, and Kerry and Kevin, that tandem is 2-0-1. So we'll see if anything changes here. So all you gotta do is either win 3 times or have a combination that would add up to 3. A draw is half a win. So if you can even get half a win, that's a good thing. And a pin attempt by the Assassins. Tom Ronesto was the other masked assassin, who has quite a colorful history, especially in the Georgia, Nashville, and Memphis circuits. He, in 1985, was really the first heel promoter representing the Spoiler, or was it? No, it was the Mongolian Stomper in Memphis, and would try to stick it to Jerry Lawler. So the Assassins off to a good lead after 10 minutes. They have the pin attempt lead as well. Knee drop off the top rope. There's your pin, and there's your first win of the tournament. So the Assassins pick up their first win. They only need 2 more now. As a Assassin 1, Jody Hamilton. And a pretty good performance out of the Assassins. So, like I said, all they got to do is win 1 more. But the thing about a Swiss tournament is, as you win, you face tougher opponents. So there you go. That's 2 matches down. Now we get into the singles. And we are going to start with Chris Tolos battling Pat O'Connor. They both ranked in the top 50, so it will be them competing. O'Connor, of course, was a former NWA champion. And there's YouTube footage, and there was footage on videotape from the old Chicago region of him losing the belt to Buddy Rogers at Comiskey Park in a best-of-3 falls bout. And O'Connor did not get off to a good start in RCW, lost to Murcielago Velasquez, who then went on and won the Eastern title. And so both men looking for their first win. They are both 0-1-1. Chris Tolos drew with Gory Guerrero in his first bout, then lost to Antonino Rocco, who we will see later. This bout is underway. So they have seen limited action, and that this is what I like about the format is, it paused for a drink of water. You're going to see some names who, because of the small sample size, shouldn't be in contention, but they are. But they'll be able to prove their worth. Double axe handle off the ropes for Pat O'Connor. The downside is rivalries will take a while to build, but I already have 5 regions, and the 5 regions will fit the 45 bouts that I'll be running a week well. Stomp by Tolos was a miss. It's dead even right now, a little more than halfway. Connor with a slight lead on pin attempts. I don't know why I tried for a submission there. Roundhouse right. Gets the pin, and O'Connor notches his first win out of the 3 he needs at 20:51. Three stars. So Tolos is going to need 3 out of 5. But O'Connor will only need 2 out of 5, the next 5. And with him winning, that'll move him up the chain, and he'll get better competition. So we go on to our 4th bout, 6 non-title bouts. We will occasionally have champion against champion. If it's battle of regional champions, it'll be non-title. If it is a battle of champions, but it's a world champ against the regional champ, well, the regional champ will have his title defended. And if that creates a vacancy, then whoever is the next highest without a championship at the end of the round will be the new champion of that region that the regional champion that becomes world champion vacates. So heel against heel here. It is one-man gang against Toshiaki Kawada. Hi! Both men have not won or lost. There was a no contest that OMG had with Big Daddy, and Kawada has drawn with John Cena and Don Curtis. There's a couple of names from different eras. We'll see how long this goes. Then we got 2 babyface matches coming up. You got to think one-man gang, who started in ICW, by the way, is Crusher Bloomfield. With my last name, that kind of sticks out. Pin attempt? No. We are now 7 minutes in. Kawada taking a lot of damage. 747 falling out of the sky. Nope. The splash did not get it done. You got to think Kawada will have a better chance once we get past the 15-minute mark, which we're closing in on. Powerbomb countered by OMG. Double axe handle. Nope. Power slam. It's all OMG at this point, but he's got to get that pin. There's the 747 again, and that time it's OMG winning at 18 minutes, 30 seconds. That is from the Creedence Clearwater Revival song, Traveling Band. 747 falling out of the sky. So OMG is now 1-0. And Kawada will fall to 0-1. Okay, on to our 5th bout. We have 9 for you today. And this will be intriguing because both of these guys are baby faces, but I think both these guys are going to want to win with the format being what it is. So we're not going to have a nice, friendly, scientific bout. We're going to have just these guys go at it. It is, I think Rito Romero is in Masters Classic. Yep. Couple of Scientificos, Technicos. We'll go 30 minutes, and we'll see what happens with this bout. Romero holds 1 win, and Rocca is 1-0-1. And they both have the same counter, so when that happens, I just leave it be. So let's see what happens. Rocca could be a future contender for the junior heavyweight title. And I should note that in the East region, Mr. Wrestling 2 drew Danny Hodge, so it'll be a non-title 30-minute bout. So you'll see less defenses of the junior heavyweight title. That title will only be up for grabs if Hodge's opponent is a junior heavy. Latest thinking on the Vogel Cup is it's just going to be 16 men, and it'll be 2 nights on week 26. We'll interrupt the cycle we're in to do those 2 events and then pick it up at week 27. It'll be just champions and former champions. The 8 champions, the 3 world champs, the 5 regional champs, and then former world heavyweight champs, former junior heavyweight champs, former brass knuckle champions, and then the most recent regional champions. And if we have ties, we'll break that down by rank. That's the current thinking of what I'm going to do with the Vogel Cup. Bulldog Turnbuckle Smash does not get the pin. This is about even. Rocca with a slight lead. Pin attempts are now 4 for Romero and 3 for Rocca. Romero outworking Rocca at this juncture. Rocca tried the Argentina backbreaker and did not get the pin there. Rocca's got a temper, and you never know when it's going to unfurl. Double foot slap is a miss. Romero special. That's not going to be a submission, so this is looking like it'll be a draw. My pastor deleted a PowerPoint for some reason. Series of drop kicks. Nope. Figure 4 head stickers. Time expired, so we cannot count that. It's a draw, which you would expect in this bout. So, and these two might have to meet again. They might be paired up again at 1 point each, depending on how many draws we have. If we have an odd number of draws, then through the week. And what were the pin attempts? 6-6. So we might see this match down the road, on to our 6th and final non-title bout, and this will be a good one. This might determine a future opponent for Nick Bockwinkel's heavyweight championship of the world. We will use Tommy Dreamer's ECW card. We use Monsoon's face card. We will assume that they're both baby faces, but under the he was 147 on the, as a baby face. We'll just let the bout take its own course. Monsoon hasn't lost yet, 2-0-1, and Dreamer hasn't won yet at 0-1-1. So yeah, Dreamer's going to have to change his strategies a little bit, Monsoon a little bit, and off we go. And after this, I will stop tape, pause very briefly, tabulate the non-title bouts, and come back with you for our championship bouts. So, Monsoon doing well at the 10-minute point. Oh, and Dreamer is busted. We've had our first draw of blood tonight in our sixth bout, which usually happens a little later. And you kind of wonder if that cut will have a significant effect. I'm just turn the cut limit rule off. For some reason, it doesn't stay off when you set it off. Legal elbow by Gorilla. Pin attempts are 4-3 Gorilla. He's ahead by some 76 points, a little more than halfway. Double count out. So that is a drawn result. You two go have a beer and talk it out. Okay, that is in. I'll come back after I tabulate the totals on our non-title bouts, but you won't see the break. I'll be back almost immediately. Our next bout in the ring for the Northern Tag titles, it's Choten against the Road Warriors. Choten are the champions, so it's a babyface match, but with the Choten being the foreign team holding a belt on foreign soil, we made them tweeners in this one fall 60-minute time limit bout. Roadies are looking for their first championship in RCW, nearly a third of the way into the year. As baby faces, we normally would use them as heels. They have not lost. They are 1-0-1. Choten is 5-1-2. Their only loss was to Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard for the Southern Tag titles. Yeah, I think I did that. And on we go. Title bouts count in the standings just as if they were regular bouts. Although if Choten were to not finish with a 500 record, they say they went 2-4, and they lost about all their bouts by DQ, they would still be included in the next lineup. And we will say Chono is busted open first. Bad sign for the champions, who defeated the Flying Scots to win the title. This is their first defense since winning the title. And the champions just get whoever is ranked next to them. So, for instance, let me just show you in the tag grid. I'll get back to the match in a minute. Choten was number 9, so they got number 10. If you get number 17, you'll get number 18. If you get 39, you get 40. That's the way we do it the first week. And then everybody will be ranked in terms of points and their initial ranking. Yakuza kick by Choten. It's about an even bout right now. And Choten are counted out, so the Road Warriors win, but they do not acquire the Northern Tag titles. It'll count as a win in terms of the grid, but Choten will keep the belts. About an even bout in terms of damage. 3 stars. But with the Warriors winning, they will get more title recognition. They will move up. But under our old system, they would get an immediate rematch. But in this system, that's not going to happen. So they will pick up the 2 points. Technical wins count just the same in terms of the grid. Now, on to bout number 8. This is going to be a unique one for Harley Race, who's been the champion a while now. He beat Jerry Lawler to win the Northern Crown. No manager. But he gets Masahiko Kimura, who I believe was the man. No, was it? I don't know which Kimura came up the Kimura armbar, but this might be him. I got a 1 out of 3 chance, I think. So anyway, his only loss was to fellow babyface Antonio Inoki. And Race is 6-3-0 on a 2-match win streak. But you never know. You've already seen, as I got EMTs going by here. I see an ambulance going by. Hopefully not anybody near me. You might have heard that. You might not have. I don't know how good this microphone I'm speaking into is. But let me see here. We are now 5 minutes in. Kimura's off to a good start. And the title is at stake. Our next bout's gonna be a wild one. Nick Bockwinkel facing the man who is #1 in the rankings, believe it or not, Abdullah the Butcher. So Bobby Heenan not happy about having to defend against a fellow wild man. Suplex slam by Harley Race does not get the pin. Race is now leading in pin attempts and in damage. Small package. Nope. And the good thing about this format is if Kimura were to lose, it's not the end of the world for him. He'd be 0-1 with 5 bouts to go. He'd have to pick up the equivalent of 3 wins. Body slam by Kimura does not get a pin. Oh, a near pin there after a flying headbutt. So Race in some trouble at 22 minutes to go. 22 minutes gone by. As Kimura has put a flurry of moves together. Rolling reverse, no pin for Kimura. Reverse Utegarami. Almost a submission there out of Harley. Harley's in trouble. As we now are at halfway. He might just want to get himself DQ'd. Because remember, if you get DQ'd, you have immunity if you do not have a winning record after 6 bouts if you're the champion. Champions stay in. Oh, and Race is cut. Race is cut. The champion in trouble. He is in the fight for his life right now. He's really going to have to think about how does he keep his championship. Forearm by Race does not get a pin. It's 6 pins for race attempts and 9 for Kimura. Kimura trying again, and Harley gets the pin. Illegal punches, which is something Harley would be want to do. So Harley is going to escape. At 38-28, a good bout. Not 230, 259, 15. 196 for Kimura. As I agree, as the great champions do. So race with another win. Now on to our main event. Oh, this ought to be good. We used the Champions card for Nick Bockwinkel. I don't think he's even drawn yet. He gets Bobby Heenan in his corner. You have to win a title to earn a manager. And he gets Abdullah the Butcher. We'll use his 77 minus card. Oh, this will be a fun bout to do. Might be a quick bout to do for the World's Championship. Yeah, Bockwinkel has won 6 in a row. So, as world champion, of course. And then he, beat Andre the Giant. So it's 7 in a row at least. And I think it's higher than that because I know he beat Bruno Sammartino to move up in the ranks, who is now the Brass Knuckles champion. Well, I don't know how long this will go. My over-under here is about 10 minutes. Because both of these guys will go balls to the wall. And it's Abby off to a good start. Stamina is going to be an issue for Abdullah here, I would think. Spinning toe hold. Nice move out of Abdullah. I didn't know he had that in the arsenal. Backslide. Oh, he got Abdullah down with that. Amazing. Okay, so I lost that over under. Didn't cost me anything. But Abdullah off to a good start. Pin attempts are even 1-1. Figure 4, he got that on Abdullah, surprisingly. Butcher's axe elbow drop, how he won his last bout over Tommy Dreamer. And look at that. Look at that. Bockwinkel wins. Series of forearms, which must have hurt it because it got Abdullah down. So that bout went 14-15. I didn't miss it by much, did I? So Nick Bockwinkel showing you all why he is the man, as Bobby Heenan would probably say. And Abby was leading on damage. So Bockwinkel picks up his first win in this contenders grid. He's a part of it too. So we hope you enjoyed our 9 bouts here on Retro Championship Wrestling. I think we will be back on Tuesday, June 2nd, with action from the East region. Until then, this has been Big Paulie coming to you. Godspeed and God bless. We will do it again soon. Time Travel League Baseball tomorrow on Saturday, as it's a non-church day for me. Bye-bye for now, everybody.